What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today is July the 23rd. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So as far as data points, we don't really have that much coming out today that's going to impact the market. Potentially the 20-year bond, we have seen some volatility in the past when there has been a lack of demand. It kind of sparks some fear. But essentially, you do have this that came out after hours yesterday that seems to be really hyping up the market, and rightfully so. So ultimately, there is a deal with tariff, and it looks as though that it's $550 billion that's going to be invested as well in the States. So yeah, this is overall very good, really pushing a lot of stocks higher. Markets right now, Dow is up 0.55, S&P up 0.41, NASDAQ up 0.3. We also do have some big companies unveiling their earnings after hours today, so you might have some extra volatility during power hour as maybe people take profits, or potentially you could see FOMO start to really kick in. But Tesla and Google, those are going to be some of the hot ones. So let me know your general thoughts on that. Yesterday was a very unique circumstance. So for those of you that don't know, I have a lot of YouTube channels, so I cover a lot of different stocks, most of which in one way or another are kind of heavily shorted. So yesterday there was a random type of scenario playing out where a lot of stocks that were heavily shorted were being attacked. Only because, and it wasn't shorts doing it, it was institutions, and we can kind of tell that based on the overall transactions. So for whatever reason, institutions and retail seems to be orchestrated, were buying those stocks, really pushing them higher. Shorts were doubling down in many cases, but a lot of the stocks that I'm going to be talking on are kind of from that. So you still are seeing that crazy momentum. So just stay tuned for that. Starting off with Sofi, it is up 1.62%. No news, no SEC filings or anything like that. 13.96% at the free floats being shorted. Works out to be 151.5 million shares overall are being shorted right now during the pre-market. With that 2132, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 2077 is going to be a strong support, and then 2166 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. Most likely the market is pricing in that $21 price analyst rating that did come out yesterday. Yesterday was just a very weird day for Sofi ultimately, but nonetheless, it does look like Sofi is going to be piggybacking and really moving higher today. So let me know your general thoughts. Moving on to the next one, DNUT, so Krispy Kreme. This is a good example of one of the ones that were kind of targeting shorts. So very heavily shorted, but yesterday it did go up 26.69%. This morning it is up 31%, but to be fully fair, during the after hours yesterday, it was up this amount. So the momentum was already there. There was news that was kind of released this morning, nothing crazy to justify that 31%. So today is going to be another very popular day for this stock. So if you're a day trader, swing trader, then obviously just plan accordingly. But as of right now, 32.44% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 23.83 million shares. So yesterday, you can kind of see a little bit that shorts did increase. So when it comes down to it, there's going to be some battle again with this stock. So just watch for the hold numbers, but at the same time, anticipate a lot of volatility. Right now, though, with at 548, it is trading between this S2 and this S3. So this is very strong resistance and support levels, and that's because I'm looking at the 1 week chart. So if things really do heat up, just watch for 693, but generally speaking, with a momentum stock and a squeeze play, kind of these aren't really that relevant. So just use this as more of a benchmark ultimately. But moving on, NIO. So this one I feel like could be debated. Before yesterday, it did already have some good momentum. It had good registration numbers yesterday, but it's still very heavily shorted, and I feel like there was some kind of push, some institutional buying. So I feel like it did participate in the whole squeeze attack. So this morning it is up 3.19%, not to the same magnitude as clearly Krispy Kreme that went up 30+%, but it is still getting a lot of attention this morning. As far as shorts, even this morning, they are returning 3.06 million shares. So at least whoever's shorting NIO has the intelligence to kind of piece two and two together on what is happening. But 11.32% of the free floats being shorted works out to be 174.71 million shares overall are being shorted. With it at 520, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. Similarly, NIO's ran up a lot, so I'm looking at the 1 week chart. So this is a very strong resistance level, and that is 573. Quickly moving over to the 1 day, you have 414 and 471 being the kind of support levels. So just kind of stay tuned for that. So Opendoor, this one's a very odd one. So I think this really did have a nice kind of push higher. It wasn't actually a squeeze because shorts during this time frame have been increasing, but I think just this is the line that shorts want to double down on and they want to destroy. So this is a squeeze play in my opinion, but at the same time, this is where shorts are really like quadrupling down. When it comes down to it, 31.99% of the free floats being shorted works out to be 209.59 million shares overall are being shorted. With that 262, it is trading between this R2 and this R1. 273 is going to be that next strong resistance point, and then 237 is going to be that strong support. So just watch for that. And then last but not least, another stock that did participate in that crazy FOMO, and that is Faraday Future. So it is up 43% yesterday. So far this morning, getting a lot of volume, only up 1.02%, but still good to see overall. Right now, 28.97% of the free floats being shorted works out to be 26.83 million shares. If you're looking at trading it right now with that 299, it's similarly above all the key fib levels. 358 is going to be the next strong resistance point, and then 283, just watch for that to be a strong support. So it's kind of an interesting day how it's shaping out, even though we do have some legitimate good catalysts and as well legitimate companies unveiling their earnings. It seems as though big money wants to focus on a lot of these speculative stocks, and nothing wrong with that. That's how you can make some pretty serious money. But the moral of the story, in my opinion, is you need to time it right and obviously take profits, or technically you'll have another AMC type of scenario where it just goes up and people want a dime in hand and it just goes down. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Are you owning? Do you buy them? Do you want to trade squeeze stocks? What's your general 2 cents on all of that? One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.